Welcome to the Watch Like a Kid Airlines.
Your one-stop shop into the world of Miraculous. We're about to descend into Shanghai, so buckle in, please lift your tray tables up, and get ready, and let's go.
Hey, look which one I got. Look what I got.
Here, Elizabeth, go choose a pretty color that you like.
Welcome to Watch Like a Kid.
A podcast where we watch your kid shows so you don't have to.
We are your hosts, Diane and Gabrielle.
So come, be a kid with us. Gabby. Gabby.
Diane.
We are in Shanghai this week.
We are,
Metaphorically, in spirit.
in reality.
I wish it were reality. It looks like a cool place.
It does. It really looks like a cool place. I mean, I don't know why she never wanted to go, Marinette. She was just like, I only want to go now because of Adrian.
The premise starts where Adrian and his dad are going to some, big, rich shindig
Yeah.
in Shanghai.
What else is
Marinette
new?
can't be away from him.
Yeah, she can't be away from him. She wants to go to Shanghai, and she knows that there's an inn because her family is in Shanghai.
Yes, she has, if you remember from a previous season, she has an uncle who's a famous chef.
Mm.
And so it just so happens to be his birthday. And her parents want to send him a gift, but they can't or something like that. Like, I don't know, I guess the mail doesn't,
The mail ain't mailing.
I guess. And so
Uh,
Marinette tells them that she wants to go to Shanghai to personally deliver the package to him. And her parents, in my opinion, kind of overreacted with joy. They were like, we were waiting for you to say that. We wanted it to be your choice to go, which it seemed weird to me because why not just be like, hey, we're going on a family vacation?
yeah.
So they saved up money for all three of them to go, which was super sweet, but they couldn't leave the bakery because where else would you get your croissants?
Yeah, because Paris is one intersection.
It's 10 people.
So,
They have to feed those 10 people breakfast every day.
if they leave, there's really nothing else Paris people can do.
Yeah, except they'll all be acclimatized. It makes sense. So basically, they just give this unaccompanied minor just free reign, give her a box, say, have fun. Uncle, we'll pick you up at the airport. The uncle, so sweet.
So sweet.
Has learned such great English since the last time.
Right.
When he visited Paris.
He says, my gift is you being here.
So cute.
Very cute.
He just wants to spend time with her. And so Marinette, being the 14-year-old for 3 seasons that she is.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's confirmed in this movie that this woman is still 14.
She just is thinking about Adrian. So she doesn't want to spend any quality time with Uncle or get over her jet lag or, explore this beautiful new country that she's in.
Yeah, she just wants to see this kid that she's in class with that she sees every day.
She will see again on Monday.
It's wild to me. I really struggle to understand Marinette.
I will say, this movie is really slow going. And
it's a slow roll.
Doesn't make sense for why it happens. But, so the uncle who always, kind of cooks on intuition and everything, he's like, I'm gonna make a meal that's for you, Marinette. And she's like, how would I go out and get the whatever ingredients, inspire me?
There has to be a special, I think there's supposed to be a special ingredient or something.
Something that is inspired by her or for her. So she's like, I'll go out and I'll bring back something that it has inspired me and you can use it. And he's like, I love the surprise.
But really, she's just going to find Adrian. And let me tell you, when she pulled out that map to go to where Adrian was,
on her phone,
I was like, that looks like it's 12 miles away.
Yeah. And it's so funny because she starts walking and then she literally says wow, the map makes it seem so much closer. And I'm like, girl, you are in a bustling city. Because I'm sorry, at this point, we've watched 3 seasons now. At this point, Paris is a small city to me because they make it seem like such a small town vibe. Everyone trusts everyone. Everyone's like, hey, neighbor.
That's why we made that joke at the beginning of the episode about if the bakery's gone, because it's one intersection, it's Paris.
Everyone's okay with somebody else getting akumatized, but in Shanghai, things are different.
Yeah, it's a bit bustly.
So
we animated some what are they called? Extras. Some extras.
Yeah, they have
the background of this city.
Everybody that is supposed to live in Paris and New York lives in Shanghai.
Exactly.
Meanwhile, while this is happening, we kind of get a new character of sorts.
She's pretty cool.
I like her. Yeah. So her name is Faye. Mm-hmm. She was kind of adopted, but also she was just left on the doorstep of this old school, like an old school that this like kind of old wise kind of Yoda sort of guy. He had this school where he was training young kids and everything to be masters in their craft. And then, of course, there's an evil guy who's just greedy with money. Not like a hawk moth evil, just a regular human evil. I don't know which one is worse.
A hawk moth evil.
I don't know. I don't know. I think
hawk moth evil. He's lazy. He's redundant.
Yeah, he can't defeat 14-year-olds. And he just goes, oh darn. But dramatic. This guy's like laundering money. I feel like So he basically, the school is in disarray. The master, he's all sad, and Faye shows up on his doorstep as a baby. So he adopts her. He trains her. He's getting prepared and ready to have her take over his position of guarding the school. Of course, he doesn't tell her any details, and then he is kind of like kidnapped or disappears. The evil people have something to do with it. All she knows is she has this bracelet that her adopted father gave her that she's supposed to protect. Mm-hmm. And then even that gets stolen from her. Yeah. Her and Marinette meet in a ways where Faye is trying to find out information from Mr. Evil Human Dude. And I'm sorry, I can't remember the name, guys. So he's just Mr. Evil Human Dude. He basically is saying, you got to pay money for information, babes. That's how it works here. And so she goes on the street and she, for some reason, picks out Marinette and she steals her earrings. Right. She steals her Miraculouses. She does what a hawk moth has not been able to do for 3 seasons. And she does it without Marinette noticing. And she steals that. She steals her phone, her necklace, and Tiki. She's got it all in like 5 seconds.
And now we got a 14-year-old in Shanghai who doesn't know the language
and doesn't have a
phone and is lost.
That shows me like kids need to get some street smarts, because she literally was like, I'm fine going out on my own, Uncle. I have GPS on my phone. And I'm like,
I don't know. I would not let my 14-year-old kid walk around a city that she's not used to by herself.
Doesn't know the language?
That was a lot. And to be fair, the uncle was hesitant. He was like, I don't know, babe. It seems kind of like a lot. But he let her go. And he is actually really nervous because he's waiting for her in his kitchen. And Adrian now has found out that Marinette is here. So he's come and he told the uncle, like, I want it to be a surprise. Don't let her know I'm here. And so the uncle's like calling her phone, like, oh, we have a surprise for you. But like, she's not coming. So uncle's like, I'm getting kind of worried. And Adrian's like, oh, Marinette, it would be weird if she was on time.
So he doesn't know that she loves him, but he knows that she's just the most unreliable person in the world. It's some character details people just decide to see or not see. So I love it because the uncle, after like just like a few hours, he's like, I'm calling the police. Yeah. And they put it on national television. It's great. So Marinette is just oblivious to all of this. And then she sees something bad kind of happen. She sees these guys who are trying to tell her that there's a thief, but she thinks that these 3 kind of high school looking kids are like coming after her. And so she's about to try to transform. And then that's when she realizes
she can't.
it's all gone. Phone's gone, everything. And so Faye goes to basically like a pawn shop to Mr. Evil Human Dude and says, "Here, all this is worth enough, right?" And he goes, "No." He's like, "This looks like it was precious to someone, though. You bring that girl back, and I will charge her a ton of money to buy her own things back that you stole for me, and then I'll tell you where your father is."
Honestly, that's pretty smart.
And I mean, Faye has been through some tough times, so she's like, I can deceive this girl yet again. So she acts like she's befriending her.
Yeah.
She finds Marinette, acts like she's gonna try to help her find the thing. She's acts like they're looking in different shops, but steers her towards that one.
Before she finds Marinette is trying on her own to find these earrings, these miraculous earrings. This is the most ridiculous. Marinette, we have a lot of beef, she and I, but this has got to be the most ridiculous, utterly ridiculous scene of Marinette that
Chloe.
I have seen. She takes paper. She thinks she's so smart, right? In this moment. She takes paper and she draws a circle and colors it in. And then shows two grown men and says, like, because she can't speak the language, she points to it, like, and then the men are like, "Oh yeah, of course." And then they come out with a plate, obviously, because she didn't really draw anything that implies that it's earrings.
Comedic gold.
She drew a circle.
It took me a second, and you actually had to remind me that, like, I was like, there's not a single person there that speaks like any kind of English. You reminded me that technically she's French.
Yeah.
And so it made more sense, but you're right, that is hilarious. And
Wild.
That's what she thought. She's like, I'm great at drawing. I'll just communicate.
And then she finally is like, "Oh, I have to draw an ear with it." So she draws an ear and points, but then they think that she just wants to buy earrings.
Yeah. They're in the pawn shop. The guy's trying to charge her. When we looked it up, he wants like 100,000 yen. And I think that translates to like $15,000 or something like that. A ton of money. She's about to be like, "Yes, here, call my uncle. He's like this famous chef. He'll get you the money." And Faye just has a change of heart. She gets Tiki back, the earrings. She's able to, because she's, kind of a good pickpocket. So she kind of does a sleight of hand, swaps out the earrings and everything. I don't even know if they grab her phone back at this point, because if I was Marinette, I would have been like, "All right, I'm going to call my uncle now. Peace out. Thanks for helping." They end up at the old school because they're trying to hide. And Hawkmoth is there waiting because he came to Shanghai. And that's why he took Adrian with him, because he thought it'd be like, a father bonding trip, but really he's there for this eclipse. And down in this mysterious waterfall, unassuming, he just like literally taps a random rock and it opens up this strange underworld portal thing. He is able to wait, and apparently it opens up this like realm to get, I'm guessing it's like a new miraculous or a power of sorts. Now, what was weird, which Gabby has problems with, is that he says he's been waiting 15 years.
Yeah, he has been evil for 15 years.
Meanwhile, these first 3 seasons have made it seem as though his wife
was his motive.
And
his wife died only a year ago, and that's where Diane gets hung up.
Because, I'm sorry, Adrian has never gone to school. He's never had friends in his whole life.
So what gives? Why are you evil without... What is...
It would all clear things up if they were just said that the wife has been gone since he was a young kid or a baby or something.
It would have really made a lot more sense.
Would have made way more sense than just a year.
So I don't know if the literary Bible guy can help us out, because I'm
still waiting on my hard copy.
I know, because I'm a little confused with that. I'm like, I don't know why you've been doing this for 15 years. Also, if you've been doing it for 15, are you tired? And also, if you've been doing this for 15 years, Marinette and Adrian haven't been Ladybug and Cat Noir for 15 years.
Well, maybe that's why they had the mom do from a year ago. That's when he decided, I'm going to try to track down these Miraculous.
So what has he been doing before then?
I guess he had his eyes on Shanghai, because he is the one who ended up buying the bracelet from Mr. Evil Dude for a lot of money. And so he's been holding on to the bracelet that is Faye's, that her adopted father gave her. And so she's been trying to figure out who bought it, who has it. The eclipse starts to happen. He takes the bracelet and he puts it into another unassuming rock. And by then, I think Marinette is trying to change back into Ladybug. Faye suddenly is having a change of heart, wanting to actually protect her, so she can't hide to change. Yeah. And all hell is about to break loose.
It's so exhausting. I just want these kids to be kids. He comes in, and now I gotta be all these superhero things, and I don't want to do that anymore. I'm tired. He should be more tired than I am.
He's obsessed. Natalie's tired. We know
Natalie needs a new crush. Natalie
needs a new job.
Natalie, it's kind of like when we were watching Kim Possible, and we were like, why does she go not just have her own layer?
Why does she not get fed up?
Not just... I feel like Natalie should just, like, create her own... Like, she has a miraculous, right? She
just bounce.
She should just leave.
Bounce.
And I feel like every time we watch one of these specials or we watch a new season, there's more miraculouses we have to keep up. It's a lot, family. And listen, if you're watching this with your children and you're confused, I'm watching it without children and I'm confused. And I just want to let you know, that's fine. That's chill. It's a lot. It's a lot.
But are your children confused? Let us know.
Let us know.
Do they get it?
I personally think they understand everything.
Everything.
I think they get it completely. Yeah, no. I'm like, why can't I keep up with this kid show?
I know. I think we're just missing out on some kid magic, as we've been calling it. Yeah. Oh boy. You're tired of Hawkmoth.
Yep.
Just wait, because it gets weirder.
Oh.
So he puts the bracelet in, right?
Mm-hmm.
Something magical happens, and out comes this giant lion guardian statue-looking thing. And basically, he has this thing called a prodigious. He's the protector of it. It's basically like I think it's like a 6-in-1 type of miraculous. It looks like a pendant. And he is protecting it. That is what Hawkmoth wants. Why does he want it? We never find out. I guess he's just a rare collector of all things magic. We learned that after New York. Because it makes sense that he wants Ladybug and Cat Noirs. But now he's just like, gotta catch them all.
I don't even know where this man finds the time. I mean, he is a fashion designer, like world known. I'm sure he gets calls from people, commissions all the time. He has his son. He's probably helping his son run his model business. He's always making sure he has these outfits for him to wear when he goes on his modeling stuff. I don't really know where the man finds the time to go to Shanghai for this prestigious thing or whatever it's called.
Prodigious. You can just call it the Shanghai Miraculous.
I don't like him.
You're just like everybody else. Good job. I don't think we're supposed to like him at all. Like, I hardly ever feel bad for the guy. We see this all go down. He wants the pendant. The lion guy's like, you're gonna have to fight me. I found it funny because Hawkmoth goes, oh, yeah, no, you're not fighting me. He's like, what do you mean? That's the rule. That's what you're supposed to do, to see that you're worthy kind of thing, or like for me to give it to you. And he points to the evil dude that just wants money, the pawn shop guy, who he has akumatized into this giant beast. He's like, no, you're going to fight my buddy over here instead because I'm a lazy bad guy, right? So just you fight my buddy here. And I thought it was funny because the lion protector, who wakes up once every eclipse, is like, you can't do that. That's not part of the rules, man. That's not fair. I'm like, well, that's what happens when you've been asleep a while. It's a new world with Hawkmoth, you know. They start to battle and everything. At this point, Marinette's allowed to kind of run away, change into Ladybug. Faye gets her hands on the pendant, is given the pendant, and kind of like, I guess, deemed worthy. What it does is it has, I think, like 6 different animals, and you can say the certain words and it changes her into that animal. What's different with her prodigious, miraculous thing is it doesn't run out after 5 minutes. And she can change into these animals simultaneously. Like, she can be midair as a bird and change into a mantis or a snake or, a dragon, which is the big one. But that one's locked. You gotta get to a whole new level to get to the dragon.
As it should be.
As it should be, and we'll get to that. They start to have a battle there. She's trying her best. Adrian is looking at his watch somewhere else in Shanghai and going, I gotta go find
Where's
Marinette? Where's Marinette? And so Adrian slips away because at this point we need Cat Noir to show up.
At this point, she's even a little more late than Marinette would normally be.
Yes, so he's
like, let me go find this girl.
He tries to find her, and she calls him and is like, "Here I am, help me out." As Ladybug, obviously.
Right.
And so Cat Noir shows up, waits for the cue to step in and help. They're able to deakumatize the big giant guy. He becomes back to the evil human dude that just wants money.
Mm-hmm.
They lock him up, but the fight's not over yet. Hawkmoth is like, I can pivot. I can do this. He akumatizes the lion guy, basically. And the lion protector suddenly is enamored with just like destruction and getting everything. And he just basically goes off of what he was supposed to do. I'd like to mention that I think the Kwame that comes out of him is the cutest little thing.
She loves this Kwame.
I think he's adorable.
She wanted me to dress like an inspiration of that Kwame.
We will post.
But I told her I didn't remember much about this movie.
I'm glad you're honest, You could say if you thought it was a sleeper. I thought it was better than New York
I liked New York better.
I think Shanghai was better in ways that I feel like we learned a lot of the background of Hawkmoth,
mm-hmm.
and we learned a little more about him, and it felt like it would be more relatable to future episodes. Not that they might reference what happens in Shanghai, but like I felt like we had a little bit of character development in some sort of way.
Mm-hmm.
We had only one superhero.
It definitely wasn't as busy.
And we had a back story to her.
We did.
We had a name. We had what her superpowers end up being.
Mm-hmm.
We had, I mean, sure, it was a little boring at first. We didn't have as much cool fight scenes, I feel like, but, she had to kind of come from being like a pickpocket to like changing her ways and realizing with integrity, which also kind of happens fast, but I feel like every episode of like in the regular seasons, people being akumatized just get, oh, we're good now. Like it just gets cleared up so nicely. So I wasn't surprised. They have a big showdown. This giant protector lion dude is just decimating beautiful Shanghai. And so the only way to defeat him is to become the dragon.
But you gotta be elite to become the dragon.
You have to have integrity. And right now, Faye wants revenge.
Oof. Faye is, I will say, as much as I like the New York one better, even though, I mean, if you listened to the episode, didn't like it that much.
Yeah, check out our last episode about New York.
New York, baby. That's our home turf. You gotta listen to that episode.
Yeah.
But Shanghai, I will say Faye is probably one of the most complex characters that we've seen.
Yeah.
Very, like, ethically gray, morally gray. Like, it's very interesting to see.
It was a very, like, villain origin story, that could have ended worse, but, like, she's able to turn it around, So she gets super discouraged. She's at the top of a skyscraper and it's just like, I give up, let the bad guy win. Like, this ain't me. I didn't sign up for this, which I get it, girl. I get it.
Girl, I would have been that.
But she's got a cool costume though.
Her costume's pretty dope.
Her costume, her hair. Gnarly. We are going to post pictures of the cute little Kwame and her rockin' outfit. So Marinette, real quick, she changes back from Ladybug to Marinette, and goes to Faye and basically says, like, I forgive you. Like, you are actually a good person who I thought you were. Because in the beginning, I'm sorry, Marinette was a little too trusting of Faye, because when Faye was kind of deceiving her yet again, being like, oh, I'll help you find your stuff even though I stole it.
She got on the back of her motorcycle. Listen.
It was a bicycle, I think. I remember pedaling.
What
Maybe
did we
not.
learn from Gilmore Girls? You don't just hop on people's bikes. Listen.
Sure you did. Oops, I've done that before. No, I haven't, Mom.
I definitely am not.
If you ever listen. I wasn't 14.
Well,
how about that?
At least she's not stealing bikes this time.
I think that's what they do. I think when those 3 like vigilante high schoolers are coming after them, they just like steal like a city bike type thing.
I mean,
Faye's like, get on the back, and Marinette's like, no, that's bad.
Even though she didn't just do that in New York.
Plot holes, guys, plot holes. Kind of to wrap things up, she gets the strength. She realizes very quickly, like, she could have had a little more touch and go, but very quickly she's like, you know what? Bet. You're right. I don't want revenge anymore. Screw my adopted dad. I don't need answers. She turns into the dragon. They save the day. They go, Ladybug Miraculous. Shanghai's back together. They invite her over for dinner.
Amazing.
At her uncle's birthday.
Amazing.
Uncle's just happy to be eating some noodles.
Uncle's probably happy that his 14-year-old niece isn't dead somewhere.
He has to call his mom. Call the mom. Whom he says he basically raised, Marinette's mom, so I guess there's like a decent age gap. And he's probably going to be like, oh my god, I'm in trouble now. And nobody asks where they've been.
Yeah, moral of the story, parents. Don't let your 14-year-olds walk around alone in Shanghai. They're going to steal some earrings. They're going to get their phone.
Or any country besides the miraculous world of Paris.
The Miraculous World of Paris. There's 2 streets. You can always just be like, meet me at the bakery.
Meet me at the bakery. Think happy thoughts.
There's like 30 people in the whole town. You'll be fine.
Ask anyone for help. They've known me since kindergarten. Like, the weirdest things have happened at the very end, where the gift they were giving the uncles, the accordion, I thought that didn't need to happen. I did like that they had longevity noodles. I work as a nanny. I work for a Chinese family, and so on everyone's birthday, the grandmother makes the most amazing longevity noodles, and I'm like, who else's birthday is it? I want to eat. It is so delicious. I think it's such a beautiful, amazing tradition.
We should make some.
I have the Korean vegan cookbook, which is phenomenal. Everyone go buy it, and they have a Korean version of essentially longevity noodles.
Oh, cool.
And I've made it before. It's a labor of love, but it's delicious.
Oh, I'm down.
We're getting off topic because now I'm hungry. But that's basically just how it ends. And Hawkmoth yet again is just like, darn it, I'll get you someday, Ladybug. Next time. Rotten kids. They're rotten everywhere. Shanghai, New York, all over.
Done it 15 years. I could do another 15.
Exactly. So if you,
I don't know why I made him so cool. He's not that cool.
You made him, really cool there. And I imagine him wearing like a backwards ball cap or something.
I think I'm still in New York.
Speaking of New York, again, if you haven't watched it, give it a watch. I think your kids will just love that. It's got superheroes. The more the merrier. Yeah. You go get yourself an adult juice box.
You're gonna need one for that.
You're gonna need a couple.
Yeah.
And it's only an hour-long movie.
And if you haven't seen any Miraculous, do not start with
start with the movies. So join us next time.
Next time is season 4.
Season 4. Season 3 was pretty good, so I'm
pretty excited.
Here's hoping. And I guess
bye-bye, little butterflies.
Bye-bye, little butterflies.
That's not a unicorn. That's just a pony with pink hair.